Tonight, I'm coming to you with one of the most difficult recommendations the superintendent can make. While this is not an easy decision to bring forward, I believe it is the right one. After careful consideration, I'm bringing to the board a recommendation to close North High School in 3 years. I understand that the board will be voting on this recommendation at its November 9th meeting, and currently enrolled students will have the option to finish out their years at the school. Before I begin the rest of my statement, I'd like to recognize the Friends of North Alumni Association and others who worked very diligently to address the enrollment in North High. They put forward a really strong effort to increase enrollment in the school. We've met with the North High students and staff, corresponded with families, and reached out to key community leaders about this recommendation. And future community meetings are planned. The news is hitting hard, and I certainly understand that. So I appreciate being able to take the time to explain my position and what has led me to this most difficult decision. Despite several attempts, we have not been successful in transforming the academic achievement for students at North High School. More than anything else, it is the strength of the school's academic program that attracts and retains families. That is why they rely on us to provide. That's what they rely on us to provide, excuse me. As a result, the school's enrollment has steadily declined to its current level of 265 students. Let me put this into context. We have lost about 75% of the enrollment in the last 6 years, going from about 1,100 students in 2004 to the present 265. All but one of our comprehensive high schools' 9th grade enrollment is higher than the total enrollment in North High. What is responsible for this decline? Many factors have contributed.
Two things. We have a policy against signs being raised. So I'm going to ask if you want to raise your signs that you do it in the hallway. We are also going. We will either eject individuals or adjourn the meeting and start back at a later time. And if you all feel like waiting for that to happen, I'm perfectly willing to make that happen. Would you like us to continue? Because we will.
Are you Barack Obama?
So the superintendent has a statement that I would appreciate her being able to finish, and so that we can move forward into delegations where everybody will have the opportunity to speak. If we make that happen, let's do that now.
I'm beating around the bush. You got 3 minutes.
What is responsible for this decline? Many factors have contributed. About 400 students from North High School are exiting our system through open enrollment. Half that number exited through the State's Choice is Yours program, which provides free transportation to suburban schools. Others are choosing nearby public charters. Some are attending other Minneapolis high schools in other areas of the city. And it should be noted that Minneapolis participation in the Choice is Yours program is not voluntary. Looking back, I believe one of the biggest mistakes we made was when we waited too long to address the academic achievement of our most struggling schools, many of which were feeder schools to North. We waited for others to tell us our students weren't performing. The number of school choices exploded a decade ago, and families began exercising their options. We were not able to respond swiftly enough to reverse the enrollment decline. And though we were required to send students through the Voluntary Choice is Yours program, we didn't act swiftly enough to say, stay with us, we can also meet your students' needs. While I know we can always do more for our schools, I would like to take a minute to remind everyone of the most recent efforts that we've taken. These specific steps took place in the last 2 years, and they include investing in the academic program at North High. In 2008, we announced that North would become the first small specialty school in Minneapolis. Given the traditional success with SumerTech, the vision included building a strong science, technology, engineering, and mathematics focus under the umbrella of academically challenging international baccalaureate program. Minneapolis Public Schools was successful, with one other district in this country with getting international baccalaureate career and technical ed program in this city. And we placed that one of those programs at North High. North achieved the full IB status in 2010 and is currently one of the 10 schools that has been authorized with the beginning certification. We envisioned a school of choice that was focused and personal and maintained the enrollment of 500 students. Second, we dedicate thousands of dollars for additional marketing to support school efforts to recruit new students. And finally, we did two things to address enrollment. One, we gave North a 1-mile walk zone, which means students who live outside the 1-mile radius of the school receive transportation. All other Minneapolis high schools have a 2-mile walk zone, but to address some of the safety issues of the neighborhood, we drew a smaller walk zone for North.
You don't even live on the north side.
Two, we kept North attendance area citywide as other high schools adopted a smaller attendance zones. Until this year, all of our high schools have been citywide, and we have not assigned students to high schools nearest their zones, or their homes, I'm sorry. So every student had choice. We kept that citywide option for North and for the citywide program at South. We did not draw a strict attendance boundary around North's neighborhood this year, but we did not draw a strict attendance boundary around North's neighborhood. I'm sorry, but the fact is we have not drawn such a boundary for any of our high schools until this fall. So effective 7 weeks ago, we had strict attendance boundaries. Before that, we did not. It was only this year, as a result of the change in school options work, that we sought to assign students to a neighborhood high school to save money in transportation. It was a conscious decision to keep North's attendance area open to the entire city where transportation was provided.